A lot of people think about going to law school, but they don't always have good reasons for going to law school. I'm speaking from personal experience here. So these are the 3 most common bad reasons to go to law school. Bad reason number 1. I really like to argue. This is not a good reason to go to law school. Now, sometimes this comes from parents or teachers giving advice to their children or their students. Well, you like to argue. Maybe you should go to law school. Let me make 2 arguments as to why this is not a good reason. First, lots of disciplines involve arguing. Natural scientists argue a lot. Social scientists argue a lot. I've even heard that engineers argue a lot. Politicians argue a lot. Anytime you're working together with other people to accomplish some task, there's going to be arguments of some sort involved. I'm a YouTuber and I'm making an argument right now. So just because you like to argue or you want a career that involves some arguing, it does not follow that law school is the place for you. The second reason that I like to argue is a bad reason to go to law school is that there's a lot of legal work that doesn't really involve arguing, or at least it doesn't involve the kind of legal arguments that we see in the media and the kind of legal arguments that people think of when they think of going to law school. You might just help businesses become legal entities, or maybe you help a house purchase go smoothly. Or maybe you just pour through documents to see if they meet a certain criteria or not. There's always a chance that you might have to whip out your argument stick. But there's also a fair amount of legal work that just involves knowing what the rules and regulations are and helping people to follow them. Bad reason number 2, I don't know what else to do. This reason comes in a couple of different flavors, I think. But one flavor is, well, I'm smart, I want to keep going to school, and I don't have anything else going on. This decision-making approach seems reasonable if you're trying to figure out what to have at a new restaurant. You know, I don't know what to order, maybe I'll just order the white bean soup. But it seems like we should dig a bit deeper if we are going to spend 3 years of our lives going down this career path. I don't know what else to do just doesn't cut it. The second flavor of this reason goes like this. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with a law degree. So it's more like you don't know what else to do and you want to keep your options open. This is something that's not quite 100% wrong, but it's not 100% right either. It's true that you see a lot of former lawyers in diverse professions. So many politicians were lawyers or they went to law school before joining politics. There are business executives that were former lawyers. I've met an anesthesiologist that was a former lawyer. There are social scientists that were former lawyers. But it does not follow necessarily that just because you see a lot of people from law school in diverse professions, that law school is a way of keeping your options open. A different inference that you could draw that I think is quite plausible is that a lot of people who went to law school decided they didn't want to be lawyers anymore and went to go do something else that they found more interesting. Bad reason number 3. I just want to learn more about how legal systems work. Now, on the surface, this seems like a good reason. If you want to know about how legal systems work, or at least you want to know about how your legal system works, going to law school seems like a reasonable thing to do. Here's where we have to raise a fundamental issue that is lurking in the shadows behind all of these reasons. Law school costs a lot of money. At least in the States it does. I'd like to know more about the history of music, but that doesn't mean that I should go out and get a PhD in music history. Maybe I could just read a couple of books. If you just want to know more about a legal system or legal reasoning, perhaps you could study history or philosophy or social science or some of these other subjects that occasionally look at law and study legal systems in particular. Or you could just read books. You certainly will learn more about legal systems in law school, but that's not the only way to do it. And generally speaking, law schools are more career-oriented than they are liberal arts-oriented. You're learning to play the game, not necessarily to critique it. The best reason to go to law school is that you want to be a lawyer of some sort. Maybe you want to work at a law firm, or maybe you want to work as a prosecutor or a defense attorney. Maybe you want to work for an international organization that needs some good lawyers. Maybe you just want a stable, well-paying job. It's best to think of law school as a professional school, just like getting certified to be a plumber or a doctor or a mechanic. Also, you have to like to read. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a rough time. That's all for now. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.